Alright, so welcome back to another riveting episode of Cold Fear. Unfortunately, for some reason, my webcam footage did not have any audio to it, even though everything was connected properly, so I'm just going to do a voiceover. If I remember correctly, we're near the end of the ship. I forget what it's called, but okay, so right here, I feel like I was supposed to shoot that thing, but obviously I was supposed to shoot the control panel and I did not do that, so now I have to start acting out a salvageable situation. But besides that, I've been playing this game for a little bit, and it's kind of, it's okay. You know, it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Shotgun and Patrick's stuff. And it's not as bad as I thought. I still think that thing's supposed to fall down. And it's not too bad. It's not as bad as I thought it was gonna be. I was really expecting this to be like some sort of cheap game, but most of the games I picked, like the older games that I've been doing, they for the most part they've been okay. They haven't been too bad. Like well, of course, I started my channel back in November 2015, and I started with Predator Concrete Jungle, and I was thinking it was gonna be like some trash game. But I was like, man, this is gonna be like a good introduction just to test everything out. But I actually enjoyed myself. I like the game because Predator is one of those characters where you most certainly don't really have like a lot to go on, because it's just the movies or what comic books people read for, but there's no real definite lore amongst like Predators. I think aliens are a lot more established, I would say, but there's like mystery to it. I just thought the Predator was a really cool character just because they have no set things. It's just like a race of aliens that hunt, so you can make up a lot of great stories. But I digress. It seems like I've been doing these old games, and I've come around some pretty good ones. The Predator, this one's okay. Cold Fear is okay. It reminds me of like Resident Evil. It has a horrible camera, by the way. Like, the camera only faces the direction you're walking, so you have to walk to that direction for the camera to follow you. I was never a fan of mechanics like that, but you know, you kind of get used to it. It's got this survival horror thing going for it. It's not too bad. I don't think Ubisoft did such a horrible job with it. I would much more enjoy the freedom of having my own like the control of the camera, but unfortunately they didn't think that was a good idea. And I think I go into this door, and we're supposed to be looking for the captain in this episode, and
anyone got any bright ideas?
And we find him. Yes, this is the so I walk in here, and you know, in horror movie fashion, there's the guy on the ground playing dead. And then there's the guy that's obviously supposed to jump out of his pod or whatever. And it's not, you know, I've seen so many cheesy horror movies that it's just like, they have those cliche setups. Jump scares aren't like good scares. Like, you know what I mean? I think this game does suffer from some really like bad jump scares. You see, I noticed he moved, or he started beating on his pod thing. That sort of lost the art of surprise. So I back up, and I think he jumps out when I back up. Yeah, there he goes. And I don't know, just jump scares in general aren't really like something I have always been like a fan of. It's what is it called? A cheap scare. You know, I think lasting horror is a lot more interesting. You know what I'm saying? Like movies, like I know one movie that in recent time that has given me like a lasting horror impression was the second Conjuring movie, in which when I was watching it, I was like, this is really not a good movie. This is like really trash. Like, I'm not scared because there are jump scares in there, but then like as I was leaving the movie theater and going home, I was really thinking about it, and I was like, wow, that movie was pretty horrifying. There's like, I think the overall impression, like the things to think about, you know, like they used like some arbitrary stories with not, you know, I like movies like that where they use, I wouldn't say arbitrary, I'm sorry, I'm trying to figure out what this thing is in the gameplay, but they use elements of real life and they sort of just fill in the blanks. And oh, this is a dumb moment. I electrocuted myself. And they fill in the blanks and they sort of like surmise this actual terrifying plot. They do utilize jump scares in that movie, but I'm not saying like it wasn't like a horrible thing. It was actually a pretty effective movie if they were going for terror or something of that matter. Like, it's like, yeah, man, this really happened, and this is here, and this is a real place, and this is what happened to that girl. And I really like that. I like stories where the story is a lot more terrifying than the actual scenes portrayed. Like The Visit. The Visit was not like a super scary movie. But I will say the idea of somebody killing your grandparents that you've never met before and just like you spending time with them and all that was really effective. I think this game does a great job of sort of utilizing jump scares in a video game setting. I think jump scares are a lot more effective in the video game setting as opposed to film. But you know, it's the setup that you can, if you can tell where the setup is, it kind of like, it just kind of doesn't, the payoff isn't as good, you know what I mean? And the adrenaline doesn't get going because you're like, I already know what's gonna happen. And right there, that was that was a funny moment where he feels for his head and he just falls down. I thought that was pretty funny in a dark comedy sort of way. This video is actually pretty short. I wanted to, what I've been trying to do is I've been trying to get 2 saves because there's no save button. You have to get to the next part of you have to fulfill an objective, then you get a save. So I've been trying to do 2 save videos. Also, I'm gearing towards getting ready for Mafia 3. I've really been trying to set up this another poorly executed jump scare. I've been trying to set up this this new regiment that I do. I try to do like at least 10 videos a game or more.
It's unlocked.
And with this, I'm just doing a let's play just because I've never heard of this game and I want to play it and I want to figure out what this game was because I literally have never heard of this game. I was just I was actually just looking through Amazon and was like, what old games could I play? And this just popped up on the suggestion chart, and I was like, oh yeah, let's go see this. And luckily it was on Steam for like way cheaper and probably way less scratches than I would have gotten on a disc. So that's good. So far, it has some very Resident Evil-ish. Like, I really should have just like titled this "Not Resident Evil." Actually, you know what? I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna title it "Not Resident Evil," and keep it moving with that.
Whoa, Anna, getting a little rough there. Hang on, I'll meet you at the pilot house.
No, it's not safe. Look, the seas are too rough for us to dock with the oil rig, yes?
What are you getting at?
The only way we can get on board is to climb up to the crow's nest and then jump when we get close.
Oh, crap. We're gonna hit the platform, aren't we?
That will make jumping easier, won't it?
You're out of your mind, woman!
You have a better idea?
Shit. I'll see you in the crow's nest. Don't get yourself killed.
Alright, there we go. I wanted to let him do the dialogue. This is really hard because I don't have the audio playing, so I really have to guess when he's actually going to say something. But yeah, he just found the codes. We're trying to make her way. She has this stupid idea. It's like, yeah, let's drive the ship towards the oil rig and then we'll jump to it. Which I don't think is gonna work. It sounds like a horrible idea. But in most horror movies, what is up with these cliche, hey, we have a bad idea, let's do this bad idea, and then everybody's like, yeah, alright, let's
Listen,
do
Hanson,
this.
I've got some bad news for you.
Great. What is it now?
We've known about that oil rig for a while. It's got some sort of radio fuzzer on it. No transmissions in or out except in a very tight window that we can't get into.
Which means?
Which means that until you take care of that jamming device, I won't be able to help you.
I'm heartbroken.
I'm serious, Hanson. The only way you get off that rig is if I help you, and I can't help you unless I can talk to you. So once you get on board, you smash that jammer. You got it?
Sorry, you're breaking up. I can't hear you.
Hanson! Hanson!
Just kidding. Smash the jammer. Got it. Hanson out.
And then everybody's like, oh yeah, it's so crazy, it just might work. I really hate those moments. And here we go. Now, what I should have did here is I should have shot all those barrels, but I decided not to. I decided, hey, maybe I might use those barrels later on, so let me just shoot everybody. And I shoot everybody, but I get too close. He like commando knifed me. If you remember Commando from Modern Warfare 2. So now it's my road to redemption. And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm totally gonna get it this time. So I brought out the shotgun. Shoot the barrels. And of course, I just finally succeeded in something I should have succeeded in the first time. And this is what I don't get. I probably shouldn't have burned them, but because when you burn them, you burn all their loot and stuff right there. But I don't get how they got up there without hurting the girl, because the girl's up there. And then there's all these people that are right here. There's no way she just got up there. And they're all coming out. I mean, this is like a really weird moment, because I'm like, oh, I definitely just have to get up to the catwalk, and it shouldn't be as serious as it is. Oh my god, I found a health pack. And it really is. And okay. Another thing I like about this game, Cold Fear, that I didn't mention, is that the swaying of the boat. It affects the physics of the game where you just slide. You could slide right off the boat. And that's pretty cool. I thought that was a nice touch. And wow, we're already at the end. So I guess I'll see you in the next episode. Hopefully I'll have my webcam and all that fixed, so I can actually just do it like that. This was cool. Kind of hard to just talk on the fly, but whatever.